welcome to the wrap-up of the ship, crew and Kraken project. This isn't a tutorial, it is a look into why I made the decisions I made, how the project grew, and what guide the entire process. I wanted to print a ship, but once the model was on my desk, the idea changed. A ship without a crew has no story, so the project expanded. What began as a simple print slowly turned into a full exploration of color, materials and mood. For the crew, I want a grounded, natural palette. If these characters had existed, their clothing would have been made from simple, practical materials. Wool, linen, rope, leather. No fancy dyes, nothing overly saturated. That is why the core palette leans into greens, browns and muted earth tones. From there, I added variation in hair, color and small individual details so the crew wouldn't feel uniform. One character stands next to a burning brazier, a small coal pan set into the ground. That single light source defines the lighting scheme of the miniature. A real flame doesn't behave like a simple bright spot. It dominates the value, structure and force a very specific direction for light and shadow. So I built a controlled OSL around it. Warm light forward, cooler shadows behind. The Beastmaster's companion started very grey, but the tone felt lifeless. I shifted into warm reddish brown and added layered dry brush textures to bring back weight and presence. Nothing heroic, nothing glossy, just animal with dirt, fur and age. The ship needed to feel used, worn and functional. I started with chocolate brown and driftwood brown, because they create wood variation without looking painted on. Thin grain lines added structure and aged metal tones define the hardware. The sail followed the same logic. Simple clothes, slightly weathered, nothing pristine. Halfway through the ship, I realized the shields lacked presence. They were too flat and too uniform. To fix that, each shield got thin glazes in green, red, white or black. Still desaturated, but enough to guide the eye and give the ship visually rhythm without breaking the grounded palette of the crew. The Kraken became the natural counterpart to the crew. Cool, violet leaning tones with a wet aquatic finish. Its base revised blue inks and controlled dry brushing to read as churning water rather than flat blue surface. Only wooden element on the Kraken use green weathering, the rest stay consistent with the brown wood tones of the entire project. This was the first large project I shared publicly. I have only been posting since August, and this project taught me how much a piece grows with every decision. One idea leads to the next. A brazier for the lighting scheme, a ship demands a crew needs variation, and suddenly you are building an entire scene. This wrap-up isn't just about showing the final result, it is a record of why I chose these colors, why I pushed certain moods, and how the project evolved along the way. And now that it is finished, I can finally move on to the next challenge. Fafnir. Thanks for watching.